Hey, what is up guys? It is Slikk or Slcmof here. I'm back again with another video. And I want to provide you a report coming from Kotaku and Jason Schrier, who has claimed to have an inside source on the Damian Wayne Batman video game. And that being that the Damian Wayne Batman game has been rebooted to potentially be, well, we don't really know what it will be at this point, if it is true that the game has been rebooted. Now, Jason Schrier is 0 for 1 in the Damian Wayne Batman game world. He said that the trailer was going to drop for the game in December. It is obviously now, whatever it is, May, and the trailer is still not here. So he was wrong about that, and perhaps he has faulty sources, I'm not sure. However, I will say that it seems plausible, considering that it's just been a sort of a rocky road, it seems, for the development of the game. I know that at WB Games Montreal, there's actual, investigations going on internally to see, how the game is getting leaked as bad as it has been. And it would make sense that they reboot the game. I think that one of the big things they thought was going to be going for the game is that it was going to have a wild card factor to it. It was going to shock everybody when they revealed it. It sort of catch everybody off guard and make headlines in a good way. With that being said, though, the game has been leaked so extensively for over a year now, they feel that perhaps they don't have that firepower anymore. Not perhaps, they don't have that. And moreover, I don't feel that the response for the game has been very positive, which has added to it that a lot of people have been very negative about the game, and they're certainly aware that it has been leaked. And for this reason, they've looked at the response of people, and it's been very mixed, to say the least. And in fact, I would say perhaps somewhat negative. A lot of people saying they wouldn't play the game, longtime Arkham fans. I think that those people are bluffing, but that's just me personally. With that being said, though, it makes sense that WB would reboot it to be something else, especially because fans have voiced, among many other things, that they would prefer to see something like a Terry Mcginnis game as opposed to a game starring Damian Wayne or just another game starring Bruce Wayne. And I like the idea of them doing something different with Damian Wayne. I was looking forward to the game very much so, and they use this word reboot, right? What does reboot mean? Are we talking rebirth reboot, like New 52 reboot, where we're just sort of tweaking what we had, tweaking the characters a little bit, shifting, the tone and stuff like that? Is that the sort of thing that we're talking about here? Or are we talking about a total, change of what the game is? They're starting from scratch. They're still making a Batman game, but they are changing everything that it was. They're changing the map, they're changing the game design, they're changing the character that's leading the game. Everything. So it's tough to tell. If that is the case, they're basically starting from scratch, besides a few game mechanics and code and stuff like that. But if that's the case, it'll be several years before we see the game. Or is it they are rebooting certain aspects of it, they're changing it a little bit and delaying it a few months? It's really tricky to tell. I mean, the word reboot is a strong word, right? But I mean, even Jason Schrier himself says he doesn't know if Damian Wayne is at the forefront of the game, so really he doesn't know anything, even though he's the one making the claims about it. And it's possible that I could find out a little bit more about what's going on, but I'm gonna say that it's going to be tricky to tell exactly what's going on, specific details of what they're doing. It's going to be a little bit tricky, especially because WB Montreal is wanting to keep whatever they're doing next or whatever they're changing under wraps, because their first, go at it was leaked so extensively, unlike we've seen with, any other Arkham game. I mean, the title Batman Arkham Knight was leaked a day before it came out, and, it was leaked that Rocksteady was doing a Batman game a few months before, but, not this extensively. We had specific plot details and, the details about the Batbike and what the map looked like and, all this sort of stuff, which really throws out all of the videos that I made about this game. They could or could not be correct at this point. They could change. And I imagine that WB Games Montreal is going to try to deny that they ever rebooted it. They're going to be like, oh no, and play it off and make it seem like their game never got leaked, which it did really badly, whether they want to admit it or not. So overall, my synopsis on this and my thoughts on this is that it is most definitely the fans' fault, perhaps the fault of YouTubers like myself, that the game has been, and Kotaku and news outlets and stuff like that, for blowing this out of proportion such that they feel that the game has been leaked so much that it's not even a secret anymore, which they want it to be. I also feel that it is the fault of fans for, you know, if it's to blame anybody, that the game is being rebooted because the response was not positive, which is not their fault. You should be honest about your thoughts about the Damian Batman game. I'm not, you know, mad at you or whatever, and we shouldn't be mad at anybody for being negative about it. I will say, though, that it's going to be a tough and slow burn if we're waiting 3 years to play this game because it was rebooted. I don't think we'll wait that long. I just do feel a little bit antsy for the game. I almost would rather get whatever they had now as opposed to nothing, because they also canceled the Suicide Squad game that was supposed to come out later this year. They also are now rebooting this game, and it's just a very slow burn. It's a long wait, and it's just tricky because WB doesn't really have anything cooking as far as we're aware, as opposed to like Marvel, which has all these games coming out, and they have all these games in development that we don't even know about. And WB has just gone silent, and it seems that they've gotten so comfortable in being the forefront leaders of the video game superhero world. But Injustice isn't going to cut it. An Injustice game every 4 years, you know, it's not enough to satisfy the needs of, you know, the largest market in entertainment right now, which is the superhero, you know, comic book market. So, you know, I hope they have something going, and I hope that the delay isn't too long, and I hope that, quite frankly, Jason Schrier is wrong about the reboot, and I hope that we will be getting the game, you know, within a year or whatever. We're going to hear about it at E3, and even if the game is rebooted, it's possible we could get a CGI trailer at E3, and who knows, they could shock us with a Terry McGinnis CGI trailer that has, you know, Damian Wayne and Tim Drake, or Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne. I think that would be something that'd be really cool if you could play as all of these characters that has a robust Bat family story, which is what I'm really looking for, because even though the Bat family features in all of the Arkham games, you know, you can look at Arkham Knight, I mean, none of those characters have really a main role in the story besides Barbara Gordon, and even so, you know, Arkham City, we have Tim Drake appear for like 5 seconds, you know, that's not really what I had in mind of a Bat family story, involving, you know, Robin and Nightwing and Batgirl and Alfred and all this sort of thing, more than what we have seen thus far in the Arkham games. That is something I find to be really intriguing about the prospects of this game. Who knows what they're making, though? It's really tricky to tell, and that's just sort of my final thoughts, is sooner rather than later. Even if it's not like my ideal, you know, dream Batman game, I think that Rocksteady could be making my dream DC game right now, and for that reason, I'd really just rather get something in 2017, early 2018, than wait 3 years for them to make this game. I don't think that's going to happen. We're just going to have to wait and see, though. So let me know what your thought is on Jason Schreier's report. You know, he's very reliable, to be fair. He's pretty damn reliable. It's really just, what does that word reboot mean? What is the extent of the word reboot, and what is our operational definition of what a reboot is? Is this like we're restarting from scratch, or is we're just, you know, tweaking a few things? It's tricky to tell at this point, but I thought I would just present my thoughts on the news, and let me know your thoughts on this video in the comment section below. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. My name is Slcmof, and I'll see you guys in the next one.